Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I'm getting ready to go out for another recovery workout this afternoon. I'd wanted to do this, probably an hour ago is when I wanted to start, but I had to wait for the rain to clear. It finally has, at least for the time being anyway. I know there's a chance that we're going to get a few more raindrops here in a couple hours or so, but I've got a window of opportunity to get this one in, so I'm going to take advantage of it. The sun is shining, but it's gotten, pretty humid, so I'm going to kind of turn around so you can maybe see the sun shining out here just a little bit. So it's going to be a pretty nice ride, I hope. Might be a little bit wet. I can expect that the tires are going to probably spray me a little as I go through town and that. Honestly, I'm not even sure where I'm going to go. I might load up my bike. I really haven't decided. Maybe take it someplace else. The challenge that I have this time of day is that school is letting out. So we're going to have all of the elementary and middle school and high schoolers flooding town. And with that comes a lot of extra traffic, both parents picking kids up. You just got foot traffic with the kids themselves and then school buses. So it can be a bit of a challenge. And it's not just isolated here to town, but outside of town as well, as those buses travel to drop those kids off, that kind of thing. So not exactly sure if I'm going to try to stay around town. If I do, what route I'm going to take, I haven't really decided. I think I need to make a plan because I'm just getting ready to head out the door to get this one done. It's an easy workout, so maybe I won't worry about it. Maybe if I got to come to several stops waiting on school buses, waiting on kids, maybe that's okay, because after all, this is just a recovery. It's important, but the importance is keeping my muscles moving, keeping the blood flowing, that kind of thing, and not necessarily trying to get my heart rate up to threshold or anything along those lines. So I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to make that decision here, and I'll have you join me on this ride and see where it takes me. All right, let's get into it.
Is a nationally recognized insurance expert.
But also lots of smaller platforms, even sort of random internet forums.
And tech critics. NPR's Shannon Bond joins us.
To help businesses attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Learn more at
Miller says poor credit doesn't create added risk for insurance companies.
Oh, so I don't know. It's looking a little on the dicey side. The radar showed that I had a little bit of time, so hopefully I'll be able to get this one done like I had planned. It's a little bit quieter out here than the last time I was out at the state park, so you can kind of see that the parking lot is completely empty. So that's a good sign for someone who's trying to avoid traffic, I guess. All right, so I'm going to get into this one. It is a recovery workout. It's roughly an hour. I think this one is 40 minutes, something along those lines. I'm just gonna go get it done. All right, I'll take you along. Let's do this. I don't intend to hit any of the more difficult trails out here today, but I might take a couple of minutes and maybe hit one of the offshoots that I know isn't too bad. There are some of these trails that get pretty difficult. There are lots of hills, which I don't mind, but some of those hills have all kinds of holes and roots and stumps and things like that, and since I'm on the road to recovery, the last thing I want is to have an accident on my bike that sets me back even further. So I'm gonna stick to, you know, the more of the main trails, but there are a few kind of rustic areas that I can head out off of the tarvy, off the pavement, that I think might be kind of nice to check out. Here's a good place for me to turn so we can check out some of those trails. Now here in just a month or so, I won't be able to come out here, at least not, you know, not very comfortably anyway, because they allow hunting out here, and that can be a bit unnerving at times. I've been out on the island running before and hear the shotgun blasts going off, which I can only assume are, you know, people, men and women out on the water, maybe duck hunting, something like that. So we do share the woods, we share the park with, you know, hunters and hikers, bikers and runners alike. So it's something I do have to pay attention to, and it's, you know, so it's difficult. Starting October 1st through to about January 1st, I still can get out here. I just typically will stick to the main trails, so the paved areas where I know I won't be running into or disturbing any other hunters or putting myself at risk. I do love being out here. In fact, there's a blind up here usually. I don't know if they have it out this year or not, but it's for handicap hunters. So you can see that they could take this path down here, and they've got a blind that, oh, it's still there. They have a blind set up that's right here for those individuals who want to hunt but are limited in mobility. I think that's pretty awesome that they make accommodations for people to get out here and enjoy the things that they enjoy doing. Now I've got a couple of different ways I'm going to go. I could go, I'm going to actually go this way, you know, to my left here. But if I go to the right, that'll take me around to the front of the park, and then eventually I could cross over the road to the other side where this park trails continue on. There's a couple different types of trails that are out here. There are the running trails and biking, you know, the hiking, biking, running, and then we have horse trails. And I have tried to go down the horse trails before, and that's a nightmare, because the horses, I love horses, love animals of all kinds, but the hooves on the horses really chew those trails up. So if you're trying to run or bike or hike, it's pretty difficult because those trails are a mess. So I'm going to stick to the hiking, biking, and running trails today. I still have to be hyper vigilant because, you know, you never know what you're going to find in the trails out here. It's been a long time since I've been down here. I haven't run these in a while, so when I was running them on a regular basis, I could tell you where every fallen tree was, if a tree stump, that kind of thing. But since it's been a while, I'm just going to have to take my time and ease my way through here ever so gently, just to make sure that, you know, I don't wipe out. I'm not trying to set a speed record today. It is a recovery workout after all, so I think we'll accomplish what we need to do simply by turning our legs over and keep moving forward. I'm really hoping you guys are going to be able to see this. I don't know what the sensor is going to be like on this GoPro Hero 11. You know, sometimes it can get pretty dark, especially here in the woods when it gets to be a bit more dense. So hopefully you guys will be able to see some of this. And it's not, you know, I hope that it's more than just my voiceover that you hear and not just the blackness that you're looking at. This too is, by the way, part of the same, you know, trail system that I ran the half marathon race last year. It's a ultra marathon and half marathon trail race that they do, I want to say first part of August. somewhere along those lines. It might be in July, but it was shortly after the Bayshore Marathon, like just a few weeks, so probably in end of July, something like that. That was a lot of fun to do. I will definitely do that one again. And who knows, maybe I'll try the ultra marathon part of it. Just trail running is so much harder than road running. So kudos to all you guys that are out there, you guys and gals that are getting it done on the trails, because that is tough business right there. I was giving it my all, and my time was still not terrific. Boy, this bike makes it so easy, almost too easy, to be honest. I don't know, if I put it in a more difficult gear, it'll just make me go faster through here, and I don't necessarily want that, but I guess I'll just enjoy the ride. If we're lucky, maybe we'll see a few deer crossing up here. Typically I'll see them. Sometimes they're right in the middle of the trail, and other times they're just standing off to the side, and they'll wait often till you're right up on top of them before they decide they're gonna move. I think they're kind of trying to decide, you know, if you're a threat or not. They're so used to people being out here that, you know, they're, I wouldn't say tame, but they are definitely, you know, used to people, and they're not as skittish as what you might find, you know, elsewhere in the state. You go up in a UP, boy, they scent you from a mile away and you don't expect to see them. But here, they have that scent and that sound, and, you know, they see people all the time, so they're not as skittish until deer season hits. And then good luck finding them. They become pretty much nocturnal at that point. Every now and then in the mud and the dirt, I'll see the telltale signs of bike tread tires of those that came before me. I'm sure that they were probably whipping through here a lot faster than I am. I'm okay with that. I also like to move a little slower too, because I don't know if somebody else might be coming towards me who is familiar with the trails and might be using this to get a good mountain bike workout, and they're, you know, want to fly through here. I want to be, you know, on alert so I can watch out for them as well. Be courteous, give them the trail, so to speak. I want them to get their workout in. A bit of a hill here. What goes up must go down. Okay, this is a pretty steep hill. I'm using my brakes on this one. Woo! Now, on my previous mountain bike, I would not have attempted that. No way. For one, I wouldn't have been able to make it up the front side, but my brakes weren't really that good to be able to go down the back side of it either safely. But those disc brakes, being able to apply pressure both front and back, made it, you know, real doable. Lots and lots of exposed roots through these trails. You got a tree that's falling apart way down. Low bridge. Just gotta duck a little. Lots of low bridges here. Yeah, with that storm that moved through last week, you know, they got this cleaned up pretty well. I was expecting I might have to pick my bike up and, you know, over some downed trees. But it looks like they've been through here with the chainsaw and kind of cleaned it up, which is really great. They do such a nice job keeping these trails groomed, you know, the best that they can. They're not perfect. Obviously, you can see lots of roots, as I mentioned, things like that. But really, when it comes to the overall grooming of the trails, they do a good job. And when I did that half marathon out here, you know, the trails were mowed down, so you didn't really have to worry too much about bugs, that kind of thing. As long as you know, didn't get lost, you would be fine. And they marked everything so clearly, and nobody could get lost out here during that race. And they had, you know, aid stations set up, things like that, but mainly for the ultra marathoners, obviously. But still, they had lots of help out here. And you know, it's one that I would recommend. You know, if you're in the area and you're looking for a half marathon to do, check out Sleepy Hollow State Park. You know, they run them out here more than just once a year, so you might be able to come out and enjoy a little of this. You know, I think they do a good job. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. Here comes the sun, and I'll say, or something like that. Obviously, I'm not a singer. Oh, I know there's a big group of roots up here. I'm gonna slow down for that. Another big group through here too. This is always a bit of a challenge when I'm running this, especially in a winter month. Sometimes it can be a little dicey. All right, now this is a kind of a big hill here, and then I'm going to come up to an area. They call this the horseshoe because it goes down and around and comes back. And it's one that I do need to be a little bit careful on coming down here, because it's easy to lose your footing, both when you're running or riding a bike. All right, the worst of that is over. There's a couple little hills here, but then you get down here by the culvert. That is a really kind of steep up and over that water, and that kind of embankment, or I don't know what you want to call it there, where the tube comes through for the water and so on. So now what'll be fun on this bike is to see if I can make it up and around without having to get off and push, because previously I've always had to get off and push to get up over this thing, because it was just too much for my legs to handle on my, you know, on my old mongoose mountain bike, which you know what I keep calling a mountain bike, is more of a road enduro type of a bike, because it had 21 speeds, goodness sakes. All right, it might not look like much, but this is a pretty good hill, and we took that with ease. Took it with ease. Now this can get a little bit dicey through here because of the trench that is usually there, but that didn't seem too bad today. So, oh man, I better click up quickly, put it in a slightly harder gear. My feet could not keep up with the pedals to keep me moving forward. This section goes just a little bit further, and then I'll head back towards the kind of towards the island. I don't know if I'll go out on the island today. I might. And then from there I'll take the dirt path back around to the camp side, because we're getting very close to the boat launch side now. This is a really slow, easy going recovery workout today. Just one to sit back and enjoy. I think I've only gone maybe 6 or 7 miles, and it's taken me something like 45 minutes to do it. So I'm not setting any kind of speed records this afternoon. Ooh, that breeze feels good. It's starting to warm up a bit today. Got humid because of the rain, and we are expected to get a little bit more rain, as I mentioned. It looks like it's gonna definitely hold off though for me to get this workout in. Time-wise, I guess I already got it in, but I've kind of swam halfway across the lake, as they say at this point. So I still need to make it back. All right, we're gonna keep to the left because I'm gonna go out to the island. Show you guys a little bit of that. Absolutely my favorite place to run out here. Just because you get to see the water all the way around. It's not that far, you know, distance wise. I think it's only about 3/4 of a mile all the way around it. But it's a really nice 3/4 of a mile. All right, we're gonna get out on across the main trail, and then we're not too far away. Got a little bridge up here that'll take us over there, and we're gonna take a quick buzz around the island, and then I'll take the main trail back around to my car, which will be a much faster trip. You guys have seen some of my shoe reviews in the past. Oftentimes I would feature this bridge in those shoe reviews. I would film myself either using the Insta360 or using, you know, a GoPro camera. I've used them both. Lately I've been using the GoPro Hero 11 a lot. I picked that up before going to Boston, and that's mostly because I'm posting every day, and it's a lot faster to process the film on the GoPro than it is on the 360. Any 360 camera, if you're not familiar with them, takes an extra step because you got to load it into some special software. You know, basically you're choosing your views that you want, and then you got to render that, and then you can put it in your other software. Woo! Oh, sorry, I had to adjust my camera a little bit, so kind of missed a little bit of the island ride, but not too much of it. There's just so many routes out here. It's making it just a challenge to keep my camera steady. This is so peaceful. This is where the evergreens are, the pines. So it smells like a giant car air freshener. I love it. Of course, you can see the water just off to my right here. And it'll stay to the right the whole time we're around. Boy, if I want to get my heart rate up, all I gotta do is run this island. I think it's difficult sometimes to get a sense of the, you know, the number of hills and turns and twists and things that are out here. But whenever I run this, my heart rate goes up quite a bit. There's a lot of nice spots up here, you know, throughout this trail around the island where they have little benches set up, things like that. It would be nice to come out here sometime, you know, pack a little lunch, maybe bring a fishing pole, drop a line in the water, that kind of thing. That would be fun. Well, that was pretty much a tour of the island, other than the first couple of minutes where my camera was pointed off in a different direction after kind of hitting that root. But other than that was it. It's pretty short go around there, but a nice one. Now if I take off on the trail down that way, that'll take me back to the boat launch directly, pretty much. Oh, so that workout is in the books. And as I've been saying all along, we are one day closer to race day. And hopefully, you know, hopefully I'm doing enough. I posted that video, I don't know if it was yesterday, the day before, something like that. But, you know, you can't help but wonder, you know, am I doing enough? Is it going to be, you know, am I going to be able to run the marathon like I want to on race day? So we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. So I guess this is kind of building some momentum here. I feel a little bit like an underdog here, that's for sure. All we can do is just, you know, keep moving forward, never give up, never surrender. Thanks, Manuel. Like I say that every day now, and never surrender, you know, never give up. So we're going to keep doing it and hope for the best. All right. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed some of the state park. It's Sleepy Hollow State Park. It's one of my favorite places to be year-round. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. I just love coming out here. It offers just so much beauty and just peaceful. It's just peaceful. I love it. Thanks again for making it to the end. Hope you guys are having a great day. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I would be remiss if I didn't say you guys can email me, runtall2020@gmail.com. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.